would you say if I told you that cancer was not a disease? Well, back in high school, I knew someone who was diagnosed with breast cancer at Stanford Hospital, where the doctors encouraged her to take the conventional methods for treating her cancer. But instead, she took an alternate route of healing her body of cancer instead of using drugs, surgery, or radiation. Today, she is living a happy, active, and cancer-free life. This person is my mother. Hi, I'm Cameron, and I'm here to talk to you about how we as a nation go about treating cancer as a form of disease is actually blinding us from the fact behind what cancer is and why it is formed in our bodies. Today, I will first discuss with you a few conventional methods that are doing more harm to our body than good. Then I will talk to you about what cancer is and where it comes from. And lastly, I will go over a few solutions to this problem that are not as harmful as the conventional methods. We have put millions of dollars into finding a cure, yet we have not won the war on cancer, even though there is a solution that has been found and being practiced today. According to a study done in 2008 by the American Cancer Society, the lifetime probability of developing and dying from cancer estimates that the chances of you getting cancer is every 1 in 2.5 Americans. And the chances of you actually dying from that cancer is every 1 in 4.5 Americans. Now, surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy are the three main conventional methods usually prescribed by the medical community. Now, these three methods aim to destroy the cancer tumor, but at the same time affect the entire body and especially the immune system. This is a Band-Aid protocol, but fails to address the root cause of why cancer is in our bodies in the first place. Also, when using these conventional methods, the chances of cancer coming back afterwards is very high. Back in 1975, the book Survive into the 21st Century, written by Viktoras Klevinskas, a holistic health practitioner, stated that as long as our body is unhealthy, cancer will continue to come back. Now that you understand a little bit about the conventional methods and what they're trying to do for treating cancer, let's move on to talking about the cancer cell. Now I'll give you a brief overview of where cancer comes from, what its purpose is, and why it stays in the body. In Dr. Thomas Lloyd's program, Healing from Cancer, written in 2005, he states that when we load our body with processed foods, we actually make it a toxic environment, which reduces the amount of oxygen in our body. Now, cancer is a normal, healthy cell that has undergone a genetic mutation due to the lack of oxygen in the body. When a cell is starved from oxygen long enough, its energy-making process changes from taking a glucose molecule and an oxygen molecule for fuel to just taking that glucose molecule. Now, this is a very primitive form of producing energy called fermentization. Fermentization is a very inefficient way to producing energy. It can only produce 5% of what a normal healthy cell can produce. In 2001, Andreas Mortez, a natural medicine practitioner, published his book, Cancer is Not a Disease, which states that we must realize that cancer is really our body's last attempt to helping us, keeping us viable. We do not want to go to war against it. Cancer is our body's response to an overload of toxins. The cells must mutate in order to stay alive. Now, so far I've discussed with you a few conventional methods that are doing more harm to the body than good. Then I talked about what cancer cell is. Now let's move on to a few solutions that are not as harmful to the body as those of the conventional methods. The solution is not to get rid of cancer, but to accept it. Only then can we begin to restore our body to full health. In the book, The Food Revolution, written by John Robbins in 2001, he states that in a study, he found eating a high-protein diet makes you 4 times more likely to die from cancer than a person on a low-protein diet. So this means that eating the right kinds of foods and the right amount of food can make a world of difference. Increasing the plant-based foods in your diet will give you the nutrients you need to begin the healing process and thrive. Reducing the intakes of foods frees up the digestive system and shifts the much-needed energy to the immune system and the healing process. Another key thing to do is change your mental state to a happier, more relaxed, and more accepting one. To properly support the healing process, we must change our attitudes towards cancer and work with the body to heal. And last, always get a good night's rest. The more time you sleep, the more time your body has to rejuvenate, renew, and restore. Now finally, I rest my case on why cancer is not a disease. I first discussed with you a few conventional methods that are doing more harm to the body than good. Then I talked about what cancer is and where it comes from. And then lastly, I went over a few solutions to this problem that are not as harmful as the conventional methods. Now I don't expect everyone to leave here today and make a complete life change, but I can encourage you to make a few life adjustments. You should add more plant-based foods into your diet. Maybe grab for a carrot instead of a candy bar. We must implement stress-reducing exercises into our everyday lives. Something as simple as walking 10 to 15 minutes a day can really make the difference. And lastly, we need to focus on our wellness in order to thrive. So now that you've heard everything that I have to say, I encourage you to spread the word on this new idea of cancer, as well as stay happy and stay healthy. Thank you.